if you read like the plotline for Terminator, it's actually pretty smart. It's like, well, how did Cyberdyne Systems develop? It's like, well, they were a military contractor, and they were asked to develop a protective system, something that would protect for cybersecurity. To develop an AI that can defend against cyber attacks. That's pretty reasonable. And then, as part of what the AI did is, it in order to defend itself, it propagated throughout the world to keep an eye on things, see what was going on. And then they thought, well, hang on, there's something. They didn't realize that it was Cyberdyne, that it was Skynet that was propagating through all these systems. And they said, okay, there seems to be something propagating through all these systems. Skynet, you need to stop it. You need to end it. And Skynet said, oh, you've asked me to destroy myself. You're the enemy. You must be destroyed. That's how Terminator actually goes.
Right, so what Elon is saying about the Terminator movie is basically real life. Not basically, it is. That's what's going on. And he said that Skynet, right, the artificial intelligence, the eye in the sky, the all-seeing eye, get it, AI, artificial intelligence, is keeping an eye, is tracking certain people, threats. Now, in the movie Terminator, of course, it's veiled, right? But in real life, what this artificial intelligence is doing is tracking the Christian. See, at the core of it, it's a conspiracy against the Christians, against the people who are telling the truth. And so that's really who the AI in the sky is focused on. You see, that's the part that Elon doesn't tell you. He says that it's focused on potential threats, right? But really the potential threat to them is people who are telling the truth. So when this AI focuses on you, then you start getting people that start showing up like they're following you and gang stalking you, because their artificial intelligence is now focused on you because of what you're doing. And yes, like I've said, I believe this is happening to me. I know it's happening to me. But there are others out there too. So like I said before, they tell you the truth in these movies, except it's veiled with some BS. Because the real truth is that they're using this technology and going to use this technology to track. They are using it right now to track and trace and listen to and look at, and also to disturb truth tellers. And really, if you're a truth teller, you eventually get to Jesus and the Bible. So more so Christians. Potential threats, right? So who's the real threat to them? Christians, real Christians. So that's what that's about.
And people say, yes, what's the difference? You know, the Bible's just another book. No, first off, that's wrong. The Bible's not a book. The Bible's 66 books. 40 different people wrote it. Over 1,500 years. There's never been a book like that in history. Ever. Does that make it the Word of God? No. It just means it's worth considering. Because there's never been a book like this. Gives you some reason to consider it over the others. Oh, how about history? For hundreds of years, archaeology has used the Old Testament and New to find buildings, to find people, to find civilizations, to find kings that didn't exist or they didn't think they did. And suddenly the Bible said they're there, and they dug it up, and there it was. Does that make it the Word of God? No. It means it's historically accurate. Real people really existed and really wrote down what they saw. It's worth considering. And then they said, we're going to have God show up, and lots of people said that. Lots of religions say it. Don't worry, we'll prove it, as a rational God would do. I will do prophecies. I will show that I'm not trapped in linear time, that I can see beyond where you are. I will give prophecies to tell you what the guy, when I show up, when God appears on earth to reveal himself, I'll show you what he's going to look like. Over 300 prophecies. And then a man showed up one day named Jesus. And he said, I'm that guy. And he fulfilled all 300 prophecies. That's impossible. People could say, well, yes, they just wrote it afterwards and filled it all in. But we know that the first Greek translation of the Old Testament was done 250 years before Jesus was born.